And I've been watching some of the presentations that my colleagues posted, and they are so rich. I don't know how you are still awake here, right? So I'm amazed. So thank you guys for being here. The road to built-in security. What is this about? First of all, let me tell you a little bit about what I do. And this is a question that I get from time to time from my kids. I don't know about you, but from time to time, my kids, out of the blue, they say, "What the hell are you doing that?" And a couple of years back, I was thinking what the hell I was doing. And I came up with this sentence that now we are using actually at Symantec. Basically, Symantec job is pretty easy, is to prevent bad guys to get in and prevent good stuff to get out. That's simple, right? Turns out it's not that simple to accomplish that, but it's simply explained like this, right? This is our job. The problem is, in our mission statement, usually we said we protect our information's customers, right? That is true. But this is not enough. We do way more than that. Right now, we protect lives. Well, this is an internal joke for somebody that will see the replay of this session. We are not safe. Everything that is connected, everything that actually moves, and we are in it, it's a threat vector. We can get killed in those things. So what we do now matters even more. So I was actually proud of working at Symantec, protecting our customers' information and assets, right? Well, now we're protecting lives. And this actually makes this to become a bit more a personal mission. So we are personally involved in this. And what we saw a few weeks or a couple months back with the Chrysler crisis, that's only the tip of the iceberg. We'll see many, many, many more of this news in the coming months, years, okay? So we have to do something about this. So we started thinking at Symantec, well, what can we do? Because we've been in the security business for many years, right? So we said, okay, what is the traditional paradigm that we are in? Well, basically, it's simple. When you want to protect a device, you usually we've been approaching this exclusively with the extrinsic security approach. What is that? Well, long story short, it's basically adding a layer of software, we call it intelligence, a layer of software on top of any given device. So there's a manufacturer, ships a device, and afterwards, we come and help to secure it, okay? That's fine. But one thing that I realized, I'm from Barcelona, by the way, so apologize for my accent. But I realized when I moved here to the Valley 6 years ago, that if you want to be somebody, you have to have a law. So I have one, and it's the onions law, right? And you know the onions law, right? The more layers, the more you cry. So this is basically what it is. So you have to have a limit in the number of layers that a device can afford. So in the PC era, that was totally fine. A lot of power, a lot of space. You can keep adding layers and make it really safe, lock down the whole system. That's fine. But what about in the IoT era? We're shifting into the IoT era, so we have to shift the paradigm a little bit. We have to embrace intrinsic security. And what is that, to your question? Well, basically, is to provide built-in security. So move from bolt-in to built-in, or even better, complement it. It's not enough. Both actually provides a true security environment. So this trust on chip basically allows us to help OEMs and chip manufacturers to build secure by design devices. This is exactly what is our job, help companies to provide and deliver secure by design devices. Easy said, we'll see how we do that. Basically, it's complex because this applies to everything. Everything that is connected is something that we have to tackle with this two-pronged approach, intrinsic and extrinsic security. Long ago, when I started pitching this internally at Symantec, I got this reluctance saying, but you have a hard time convincing chip manufacturers to do this. I said, not anymore. It's here. It's happening. Actually, I should use the past tense. Already happened. Okay. And this is becoming important because those everything devices, right? It's Internet of Everything. Everything that is connected, and there are a lot of devices out there, needs this approach, need to be secure. Well, we've been working, we've not been quiet, and still. We announced a few weeks back that we reached in March the mark of 1.3 billion with B devices that we helped to secure already, basically with this approach of this trust anchor embedded in the silicon, okay? So, and this is important because, let me give you a true example, right? I truly believe that autonomous cars will be a reality in our time, in our lifetime, right? So maybe my kids will be old enough to not use this service, but my grandsons for sure will use this service. So imagine that in the future, I actually envision that future. Quite soon, we will have autonomous cars that every morning will stop by the driveway in our homes, will wait for our kids to jump in, and there you go, they'll take them to school, okay? Well, I want to be sure that my kids are safe. Well, if that thing is connected, I want to be sure that the whole supply chain has integrity, that I can trust that device. In order to trust the device, I need supply chain integrity, okay? But that's not enough. Today, if you jump into a Uber car, you want to know that that guy is not a murderer, right? And vice versa, of course. That's what I call inbound and outbound trust. You don't want to be killed by a Uber driver and vice versa. So, well, that stupid thing actually applies to everything. There's 4 layers of that much needed trust. You have individual trust, you have device trust, inbound and outbound trust, application and service provider trust. So for many years, Symantec has been well known for, well, being one of the most reputed CAs in the world, and we provide what I call outbound trust for service providers. So you have a website, you put a certificate in there, and you can trust that, website. Good. But why the service provider can trust the data that is coming from that device, from that application, from that end user? Who brings that inbound trust? Well, this is what we're trying to fix here. So in order to analyze how a secure environment works, we have to start working on how an insecure execution stack works. So first of all, every single device comes with a CPU. And please forgive me if I use the wrong terms here. I'm an old-fashioned guy. I use CPU. Maybe I should use MPU or MCU or something more fancy. But I think it works. Then you need an OS on top of it, or not, okay? And then finally an application that does whatever it's meant to do. Good. Well, remember that I said that if you want to be someone in the Silicon Valley, you have to have a lot. Well, if you want to really be someone in the Silicon Valley, you have to quote Alan Kay, okay? I can't, so I'm going to paraphrase him. So basically, what Alan Kay would say is, if you want to be serious about security, you better have your software having an anchor, a trusted anchor in the silicon, okay? So this is exactly what we are going to do here. A secure execution stack is composed of a CPU, of course, but now, thank God, thanks to ARM and many others, because this is all across the board, any chip maker, now we have Trust Zone. We can leverage Trust Zone. So you can have your OS, what we call the untrusted environment, And then you have the TE, OpTE, okay, running on top. So we can create this trusted environment. So the application that runs on top is actually something that we can trust. We can start building these 4 layers of trust starting on the device. Make sense? So we have the standard execution and we have the secure execution. Okay, yeah, I know that ARM doesn't like this slide, but everybody is providing a secure enclaves, okay? Of course, ARM is our priority. We actually have been working, I'll explain this later, intensively with ARM. But let me, guys, walk you up through the trust stack. So first of all, if you want to accomplish that mission that we said before, you need to provide PKI and roots of trust, okay? Well, we have that, okay, check. Then you need to provide firmware injection tools. You need to inject those into the silicon itself, okay? Good. There's plenty of solutions out there. Check. Then you need what we call trusted modules, or the OpTEs, or the TEs in the world, secure OSs. Check. Got it. And then you need, usually the old-fashioned guys call it TSM. I hate that term. Has bad connotations. But basically, an over-the-air key and application management solution that manage those secrets, those keys that we want in the silicon. Well, this has been done for many years with proprietary protocols, right? This management protocol, it's not standard. We are all about standards. We are here because we all love standards. But this is not available yet in the way that it should be. And finally, there's the 5th layer, which is, okay, the traditional extrinsic security solutions, okay? Check, we have that. So what is missing in this picture? Well, it's missing a few things. First of all, this protocol, this proprietary over-the-air management layer. Second thing that is missing is this is a closed ecosystem. So every single time, because of that lack of that protocol, there's no third-party competitors. So we want a market. We want to create a market that people can compete one to each other, okay? That open market will allow us to do several things. First of all, if we screw up, you can switch to another vendor. It may happen, why not? Shit happens. If we are too expensive, you can switch to another one. But here is a more important thing. IoT is about heterogeneity. So we are all here managing heterogeneity, okay? What is that? Well, there's many vendors. There's a lot of chip manufacturers, firmware providers, software providers, application providers, plenty. This is too complex to manage. And there's plenty of OEM devices out there that they all look different, inside and outside. Well, this is trying to fix that. So if you are a service provider and you want to have a secure application that runs all across the board in any device, well, you have a lot of work, okay? It's an immense work that you have to do to make it happen. So usually, it's so freaking difficult, there's so much friction to do that you end up not putting security, or not as much security as you should, right? So an example of that is, for example, my Bank of America, the other day, was trying to make a transfer with Bank of America online banking app. And I was trying to pay my CPA. Well, I had a hard time. I couldn't. I had to go to a laptop to do that. And I didn't. Why is that? Well, the reason is Bank of America only allows you to make an online banking transaction if both Origin and Destiny are the same bank account. No bank account, the same bank, right? If you are trying to transfer money to a Wells Fargo, you can't. They don't trust that application, their own application. It's funny, but it's true. So we want to provide a solution that they actually can trust their application because it's even safer. We actually think that we can assess that. It's even safer than doing that on a laptop. So They are not doing this because the heterogeneity, because it's so complex to have that working on every single device. We can help on that. So there's a lot of benefits around this, but the biggest one is the openness. We can provide an open environment for anyone to build a secure stack, whether you are a service provider, you are a chip manufacturer, or you are a firmware vendor, okay? So we believe in separation of duties, okay? So we believe that we need to have these in the devices, and they have to be independent from those that provide a trust service. So a trust service is needed to provide a true relying party that helps to manage those secrets in any device, regardless who is the manufacturer. So Symantec and some other companies have been working for more than a year now, and we've created an alliance, and we've created this open over-the-air management protocol already that is going to be announced in the coming weeks publicly, that helps to solve this problem. It's an open over-the-air management protocol that helps you to manage the secrets and the applications that you run on those devices. Thank you. Any questions?
Okay, everybody, have a great LNG day, and remember the demos 1 p.m. in Ballroom A. We'll see you.